the road gets rocky is our topic. When the road gets rocky. So I didn't choose that title. That's home office. You know how they have the titles, and I'm sure Lane uses them quite frequently. That was the title for today. And all I can think about is ice cream, really. I just, I love Rocky Road ice cream. It's one of my favorite things, you know? So it's kind of okay to have that as a visual, you know, when we think about rocky roads. But really, what is a rocky road? What is a rocky road? Well, it could be a diagnosis, right? It could be a life change, like I'm going through right now, right? It could be a number of things. It could be things that are unexpected coming up. It could be financial woes. Rocky roads show up in all kinds of ways, and they do show up, don't they? They do show up. This philosophy says that the universe is 100% for us, and there is nothing against us. So my question is, why the stinking rocky roads then? If this is true, if the universe is 100% for us and there is nothing against us, why would we ever have to have a rocky road? What a great question, huh? I think because we tend to get in our own way. Oh, there's giggles about that one. Y'all are familiar with getting in your own way? Yeah, yeah. I am too. I'm very familiar with getting in my own way. And so in researching for this talk, I wasn't even researching at the time, but this is the cool thing about a talk. When you decide what the subject matter is and you start to study and start to think about it and you just kind of are open to how things show up, things just show up. And so I subscribe to writings from Agape, where Michael Beckwith is, and they send out quotes every week that are from his prior talks. So the quote that they sent out this week was actually from September 5th, the talk he gave on September 5th. We want to let go of constant complaining about things and let go to a description of the world we want to live in. So we want to stop complaining and we want to start describing the world that we want to live in. Because if you're in the cycle of complaining, your eyes can't see possibility. They can't see potential. They can't see opportunities. They can't see a way out of no way. But if you begin to move into a description of the world that you want to live in, rather than complaining about the world that you think you're living in, you describe what you see, and you see what you describe. Isn't that wonderful? No coincidence about me getting that this week, none whatsoever. You can't see potential, you can't see opportunities. My husband and I were traveling last week, and we landed on Sunday morning, or afternoon actually, and we decided to go and grab some lunch at a corner pub right around the corner from our house. One of our favorite places to go. And it's football Sunday, so they were jam-packed, and they had all these football games going on. And we're not big football fans, but we, kind of glancing at the TV. And Leland says to me, what the heck does LAC mean? Because they had the initials, LACWAS, down there in the score. And I said, I don't know, Louisiana something? LA something? I'm not sure. And so they had the closed captioning on. So we were watching what the announcers were saying. And they were saying the Chargers. Okay, the C stands for Chargers. It's the something Chargers. Is it the Louisiana Chargers? Is it the Los Angeles Chargers? Is it the something else Chargers? What does the LA stand for? So he's trying to get somebody's attention who's watching this game intensely. What does LA stand for? And nobody would talk to him. And we're looking all over the place trying to figure out. Finally, in the closed captioning, they say Los Angeles. So it stands for Los Angeles Chargers. Yay, we got it. And so we're sitting there after a while, and we're kind of looking around. And I said, wow, there all these TV stations, all these TVs are on different games, hon. Look, they're all labeled right on the TV. Over there is the I don't know who else was playing Sunday afternoon, but there's this game going on, and we look at our TV, and do you know what? There was a label on our TV that said Los Angeles Chargers versus Washington. It was on the TV screen. But we were so focused on the closed captioning, on the people around us, that we didn't see what was right in front of our face. Isn't that amazing? I told him, I said, this is a teaching story. That's what just happened here. This is a teaching story for sure. And who knew that I'd use it right away? But that's the way it works. If we are on a bumpy road, our bumpy road happened to be, we couldn't figure out who LAAC was, what that stood for. If you're on a bumpy road, we tend to do this and focus on where we think we're going to find the answer instead of doing this and being open to how the answer might come to us. So important to be open to how the answer can come, because it's right where we are all the time. And that's what 100% backing of the universe means. It means right where we are, the solution to every problem, every situation is as well. We just have to be open to receive it. And we tend to not do that sometimes. So how do we get through these rough times? What makes us open to receive this information? And I would say faith. Faith is what makes us available to the information that is right where we are, faith. And my faith looks like, I know that regardless of how tough the situation I'm in is, that it's for my greater good. And I've seen life prove this to me over and over and over. So my faith is strong. My faith is very strong. And that's very helpful. Ernest Holmes says this: faith is within everyone's reach. If someone has faith in himself, in his neighbor, in the universe, and in God, that faith will illuminate the place where he is. And by the light of that faith, he will be able to see everything is good. Here's the thing about faith. I think faith comes from retrospect. I think that from a place of making it through a bumpy road, we can look back. Now, how many people in here are like me, where you've had a situation in your life where you think, man, I would not want to live through that again, and I got here because of it. Yes, I would not be here if I had not gone through that. And I wouldn't want to put anybody through that, but am I blessed as anything to be here? Yes? Your faith muscle is starting to build. This is what builds faith. Being able to reflect on the bumpy parts of life and recognize that they got you someplace better, because it always does. Always. Always. Because the universe has got our back. And sometimes I think the road becomes more or less bumpy depending upon what kind of resistance we have to what's going on. So I came up with an acronym for faith, which kind of explains how this may work, okay? The F would stand for fully. Fully. The A would stand for allow, or accept, which is kind of the same. Fully, accept. I, inner. T, transformation. And then the word and, H, healing. Fully accepting inner transformation and healing. So let's unpack that a little bit. Fully means completely, means no room for anything else. Fully, no room for anything else. Completely. Accepting. When we accept something, we know it's real. We know it's true. Again, no room for anything else. And we accept it as ours. Our truth. Not just for everybody else. Our truth. We accept. Fully accept. Inner. we've talked so many times today already, and Randy's reading was dead on perfect, talking about how everything starts on the inside and then we see it on the outside. Ours is a journey inward so that we can experience it outward. There's a time delay between the time that we have the resonance within us for something to appear and it appears. There's a blip in time between the time that we embody something on the inside and we see it on the outside. Our work is inner work, all the time. So, fully accepting inner transformation. This is probably the biggest word in all of them. Transformation. Our universe is not stagnant. There is not a thing in it that is stagnant. You go outside and the trees are growing and the grass is growing and the leaves are falling and there are cycles of life that are going on. We can see it all around us. And yet, there's something in us that says, I don't want to change. Because the bumps in the road come when change is going on, and we sit in resistance and say, but I don't want to change. I want my financial situation to change, but I don't want to change. I want my health situation to change, but I don't want to change. Now that's a bumpy road. That's a very bumpy road. The challenges that come up in life are just way showers. They're showing us where something's out of balance in our life. That's all it is. And if we can start to look at the problems in our life as, this is not a problem, it's a way shower, we can be grateful for what surfaces because now we can do something in our inner work to fix it. We can transform how we are thinking, and that will transform our experience of life. 100% of the time. I can guarantee that personally. I've experienced it a myriad of times personally. Fully accepting inner transformation and healing. Now, healing's an interesting word in this philosophy. There are a lot of ministers that would be looking at me right now going, oh, you used the H word. Because we generally don't say healing, do we? We say that wholeness is being revealed. Because we believe that there is a perfection underlying everything that clear thinking will bring to the surface. So you've probably heard there is nothing to heal, just the truth to reveal. That's a big saying in our movement. I get that. So I am using healing from the space of what looks to be like if you have a scratch, you don't see, oh, my wholeness is revealed. You say, oh, it healed. Healing is a word that we can identify with easily. So I'm going to use it with the caveat that I know that what it really means is the truth is being revealed. But healing is really a great word, and it's got an H in it. So that's kind of important. So that's why it's healing. But it's really important that we know that the healing really is the revelation of the truth that's underlying everything. So, fully accepting inner transformation and healing. That's what faith is. It's saying that regardless of what is going on out here, I know it's for my greater good. Regardless of how life is showing on, it's signposts pointing me in the next right direction. And if I can be open and receptive to what the next right direction might be, even though it might be uncomfortable, it might be stinky for a minute, I know I'm going to step into my greater yet to be. And I know that the whole universe has got my back. The whole universe. Spirit is seeking to emerge, and it uses us to do that. And sometimes that's not comfortable. But it's always for everybody's betterment, including and especially yours. I was looking for a story to close with. I love stories. And I found one about a town that was having a big problem with drought. Huge problem with drought. And so they decided to have a town meeting where everybody would get together and pray for rain. So they get together, and the minister is walking through, and he's trying to quiet everybody down so that they can have this serious prayer and get rain going here. You know, it's important. And so the minister gets to the front of the room, and he's not successful and quiet. They're all just having a heck of a time out there. And in the front row is a little girl. And next to the little girl is a huge umbrella that's open. And he realizes that that's what faith looks like. She was the only one there with an umbrella when they were going to be praying for rain. I love that story. I love that story because when we are moving, and we are moving with faith, are we moving into situations with an umbrella ready to face the rain? Or are we moving into it with defenses to make a rockier, bumpier road? The choice is always ours. The choice is always ours. What are we bringing to life? What are we bringing to the situations that are painful in life? Are we bringing an open umbrella? It's a good question, isn't it? I love that. So, faith, fully accepting inner transformation and healing. Being open to what is seeking to express by each and every one of us all the time, knowing that the universe has our back. How about we take this into prayer? So taking a moment to turn within, knowing together that there is a single power and presence, one life, one love, one peace, one journey, one truth. There is just one thing going on. And that one thing is expressing in, through, and as each and every one of us, each and every one of our experiences. The entire cosmos is in perfect divine right order. It wouldn't hang together. It would blow apart. It would blow to smithereens. Knowing this, we can know that there is a divine order in, through, and as all that is happening right here and right now. So this is what I know. I bless every rocky road that was brought into this sanctuary today. And I know that that rocky road is viewed differently because of coming here today. I know that ahas and ideas and thoughts that are constructive, action steps, prayer, meditation, affirmations are plentiful around any situation that is bringing any sort of pain to any person in this room. I know that there has been an upliftment and an uplevelment of thought, of deed, of openness. I know that grace is the order of the day and that God is flowing right here, right now for every single individual in this room. I know that each and every one of us is changed because we came together today, and that our world is changed, and the world at large is changing because we were here today. More God, more good, more peace, and more love are experienced by everybody because we came together today. For this and so much more, I am grateful and thankful, and it is in this gratitude that I release my word into law, knowing it is done. I invite you to anchor this with me by saying, and so it is, so be it. Thank you so very much.